Well, maybe that's the most important thing. I'm gonna say this once, and I'm gonna say it only once today, and then I'm moving on. In April, I might have a lot more comments on it. But, as I looked at there's bracketing principles. And bracketing principles led me to feel that, I have some issues with the overall bracket, but it's probably not quite what you think. I've been a member of the NEBC. I've been on the board, which is our governing body, forever. Most of my career here, I've been president of it and everything else. And our motto is, we're guardians of the game. So this really isn't about Michigan State only, it's about the game. I'm going to say it once, like I said, as coaches, the selection process continues to be a moving target, which I don't understand. There was years ago that when I think Syracuse didn't get in, they talked about strength of schedule and this and that. And now every year there seems to be something different and more important. This one's, everybody's talking about the net. Does anybody in this room have any idea what the hell the net is? Well, I respect, all of you, some, but there's some guys on TV that have done this for a long time that I respect a lot, and they don't know what the hell the net is. So it's not just you or me. Members of the media don't, and I think that you probably have the same questions I do. People say it has to change. Everybody says it has to change. As they've learned a little bit about the net, the biggest concern I have is creating an environment where margin of victory matters now. As a coach, there are three main things that I think are important in this selection. I've learned over the years who you schedule is one. That is a big one. Who do you schedule? And are you scheduling right? If you are, that's a plus. If you schedule right and win, that's even a bigger plus. And championships have to count for something. They have to count for something. That's what everybody's trying to do, win a championship, be better than anyone else in that league. And to win two of them, I think speaks volumes. My buddy Mariucci was with me all weekend, and I'll probably tick off a lot of people today in the basketball world, but I told him football kicks our butt. And I mean that. I think they just have done a better job. They have made it a priority to get football people on a selection committee, whether it be former players, coaches, but there are people in that room that understand what an injury is. That when a guy comes back from an injury after 5-6 games, everything's not the same the next 2-3 games. So Mariucci had a good laugh on that. Finally, from a coaching perspective, I believe too much emphasis is put on this geography thing. We're all kind of, we're almost in the Jetsons era now where we just fly around. And difference of the emphasis shouldn't be placed on geography, but it should be placed on rewarding teams that have performed and what their performance is. We're splitting hairs over what we can be 10 more minutes in a plane, 100 more miles. So thank God, there seems to be a lot more people than me upset about it. But when I read things and see things from that committee, all I want, and I won't say another word about it, give me the 3 or 4 things that are most important. But we can take that net thing, and when one of those principles are if you win by more than 10 points, or you can't lose by more than 10. Do you remember a few years ago in football, people were beating people 60-0, 70-0, because one had to outdo the other? They got rid of that. That's why they're miles ahead of us. We're creating an environment that isn't good for the walk-ons, isn't good for the 10th, 11th, 12th player on a team, isn't good for sportsmanship. Now, there was something that happened a week or 2 ago where I was playing somebody and my staff said, why don't you leave Cash in there or Kenny in there because of one more rebound, he gets a double-double, one more assist. The team we were playing, coach was in a little bit of trouble. So I'm not doing that. If that's what I gotta do to get a higher seed or a better seed, shame on the profession I'm in. So I'm done with talking about that. I'm appreciative that I'm in the NCAA tournament. It's been 22 straight years, and not one of those 22 years have I taken anything for granted. And I think it's apropos that maybe this team has been through adversity all year, and so another curve's been thrown. And unfortunately, it's not the S curve. And I will play whoever they tell me to play. I will play them any place, anytime, just like I've done my entire career. But it is hard to figure out, because of this changing of the guard in this selection committee, what they want from us. So if someone would give me the 3-4 things they want, I'll adhere to those and never say another word. So I'm gonna get back to Bradley. I'll be glad to get back to Bradley.
Back to Bradley.
Right.
Going back to last summer, finished the job.